on that red side. See what LFT elect for their second ban here. Should get that here pretty soon. And both of these teams relatively new to the Discord, looking for top, living up to their name a little bit and needing to switch out top laners a lot. But we have some more top laners banned out for the side of looking for top. It will be a Mundo ban, followed quickly by an Elise ban from the side of Warclap. And final ban for this first round of picks on the side of LFT. Will they make it a third top laner ban, or will it be somewhere else? It will. Seraphine going to be banned out as the final one for LFT. Morgana answered back. So a lot of top lane focus for the side of LFT, a lot of jungle focus for the side of Warclap, and a little bit of support focus for both of these teams. Of course, Seraphine, a three-way flex, can be played support, AP carry, or in the mid lane. Morgana, also a decent flex, can be played jungle, mid, or support. Smolder, though, going to be the first pickup for the side of LFT, and this is something that we have talked about consistently. Smolder, a very strong champion in the current meta, needing to be banned away by the red side if they do not want to play the scaling game. And Warclap is going to need to pick an aggressive team or something that can hold the Smolder down for quite a bit in this lane, because otherwise, if they end up at 35 minutes, it's going to be very frustrating to play into. And Kog'Maw going to be the response for the side of Warclap. Could potentially go mid, but not likely to happen. Kog'Maw way stronger in ADC right now, but also not really seeing a whole lot in the meta. A decent ADC, but not really something that we see currently, as there are a lot of other hyper carry options that really make sense, and you really need to pair this with a Lulu, but they have elected to go for the Nunu instead, picking up that jungle pick for their second red side selection. Kog'Maw definitely most commonly paired with and most well-known support is Lulu. We'll see if LFT elect to take that, or if they want to take a more common pairing for the Smolder in the Nami. Sejuani, though, going to be the pickup here in answer to the Nunu, and I definitely like this pickup. Sejuani having a lot of options when it comes to how you deal with the Nunu. Obviously not able to get across the map as quickly with that rolling ball, but able to stop a lot of what Nunu wants to do, and wants to build tanky, so is able to eat a lot of the Nunu CC. Nami, though, is going to be the pairing for the side of LFT, so it will be that pretty common Smolder Nami that we see often in this blue side, and that'll be the first, or the final pick, excuse me, for this LFT side for this first round of picks. We'll see what Warclap's final pick is, if they are going to pick their support here, or if they elect to blind something else. Should they choose not to pick their support here, could make things very difficult. Sona going to be the pickup for the side of Warclap, and definitely an interesting support, and do a decent amount of work. Some poke in the early game, but Sona really needing some time to scale up to get some of those items and really be able to put out a lot of what she wants to do. Second round of ban phase here for both of these teams. We're going to start off with Warclap. And given the limited amount of pressure that both teams have put on the support pool, we'll be interested to see. But Warclap starting out with a topside ban in the Kayle, putting more pressure on that top side. Sort of signals to me that they want to pick their top side here on R4. So trying to thin out the pool as much as possible so that they can take something priority for this second round of picks. Malphite going to be the response for the side of LFT, so more top lane focus for them as well. We'll see what Warclap decide for this final ban. This will be their last ban of this game. Renekton, so electing to continue the top side focus, not really putting a whole lot of pressure on mid lane for either of these teams. A lot of good mid lane champions open. Of course, there are some flex picks, but These are not flex picks that we commonly see in the mid lane. Malphite also a flex pick into mid lane, but again, not commonly seen there. Is easily abusable, especially when the silence is still up. LFT, their final ban will be the Fizz, so they're hovering it. Now they've locked it in. Trying not to get baited here. And they are going to be the first ones to put direct pressure on mid in this game, number 1. Trying to ban out some of the options available. And an interesting ban for the Fizz. Sejuani also able to eat a lot of the Fizz CC. Nami doing a good job of disrupting what Fizz wants to do. So Fizz, kind of an odd pickup would be for the side of Warclap. We'll see here. Kennen going to be the pickup. And this is something that we can potentially see in mid lane. Not commonly seen, but can potentially be seen. And I kind of like the team comp that Warclap are putting together here. A little bit of engage coming out from both the Nunu and the Kennen. Kog'Maw to kind of follow up over the top, and of course Sona to control the middle of the team fight and prevent Sejuani from doing what she wants to do. On the side of LFT, though, a very standard front to back comp being put together, and Anivia is going to complement that as well. Really able to control a lot of the area in this team fight. And final pickup here for the side of LFT, they are deciding how to round out this team composition. They still need a top laner. Sejuani potentially the flex to top lane, but likely in that jungle position. Ornn is going to be their pickup for the top lane, and I really like the team composition that LFT has put together as well. They have a very standard front to back team fight composition with a decent amount of disengage to prevent the Nunu and the Kennen from getting in there onto their carries. Anivia can control the space in those team fights very, very well. And Smolder, of course, will do a lot of damage. But LFT have picked a super scaling team comp as well. It is a good standard team fight comp. We get a non-ban, and it is going, or an unpick, and it is going to be the set pickup here as confirmed by both teams. And LFT are going to need to play this game a lot slower. They need this game to get to 20, or really 30 to 35 minutes. Warclap, for their side, have a bit more aggression in their team comp. The set going to round out this composition pretty well with a lot of engage. So Warclap need to use this composition to get onto the carries of LFT early and control the mid game and really push it towards an early win. If they do not, it could lead to disaster for their team. Smolder able to scale could make things difficult. We are going to go ahead and throw it over to a quick break, though, as we get into game. Thank you guys for being patient with us. We will come right back here very shortly. Don't go anywhere. It's Warclap versus LFT for the first game of our new week here on the loading screen. Alrighty, welcome back, everyone. Game number 1, Warclap versus looking for top here. I'm excited for some action. There should be quite a bit in this game number 1. Of course, bot lane going to be where most of the action likely happens. Sejuani probably going to want to path towards that bottom side, really get that Smolder accelerated. Nunu going to want to do the same, but for the opposite reason. Keeping that Smolder behind, making sure he does not get his stacks super early into this game. But both junglers electing to start on this blue side, and this is an interesting decision from both of them, especially given how impactful this bot lane is going to be. It will be Rapowski on that Kennen in the mid lane. And Smolder versus Kog'Maw, not something that we have seen a lot in this league. In fact, we haven't really seen Kog'Maw at all in this particular league, but will be interesting to see how some of these scaling laners play out. Kog'Maw also kind of wants to scale up, not nearly as impactful later on in the game, but still a monster in his own right. We get a little bit of back and forth up here on this top side. Set having it all to do will need to be a lot more aggressive. There's a good bubble from Get Laser Kid onto Kaiju Beef. Leads to a bit of trading back and forth. Kaiju taking some damage here. And as mentioned before, Orn, and as we've mentioned multiple times on this cast, oh, a good bubble from Get Laser Kid forces the flash out of Kaiju Beef. Does force the flash out, or excuse me, the heal out of Poon Saloon. And going to force a recall on this Kog'Maw. Does not want to miss out on this wave and does cancel it, but he's going to need to avoid those bubbles. Poon Saloon also having to use a splash. This is very rough for the side of Warclap. Getting hit by those skill shots is not what you want to see. Also behind in the XP advantage. Hard Rock and Get Laser doing a very good job on this bottom side. Wilmy also doing a good job in this mid lane on the Anivia. As both junglers now on their top side. Nunu a little bit behind in the clear, did elect to take the red buff before either of his other two camps and will be late to that top scuttle, so likely going to head towards the bottom. Riot Flag guy on the top side a little bit less healthy. The Orn managing to get all that poke out, and as I was trying to mention previously, Set having to go aggressive. And good now will spot out Cross Furies. Bugs Rabbit a bit more healthy than his opposing top laner. Should this go to a 2v2 will not look good. And Kaiju Beef coming back to lane and immediately having him pop the ghost. Forced away from this fight. The Nunu is going to be quite a bit behind on his clear. Will look to take that bottom scuttle. But the recall already taken for the side of the Sejuani. And a lot of damage going back onto our Fly Guy. Or Riot Flag guy, excuse me. A slight advantage in both top lane and bottom lane. Now both junglers battling it out on the Scuttle Crab. Riot Flag guy though very low on this top side. Bugs Rabbit just missing out on the knockup. But in the bot lane we just missed the rotation from the bot lane of LFT, excuse me. Ooh, and Riot Flag guy very low. Both flashes used. Ignite coming out from Riot Flag guy as well. Both top laners living with just a sliver of health. I do apologize, our overlay was slightly messed up for that first little bit. We have fixed it. LFT on the blue side, of course. Now Rapowski scouting out Crossfuries a little bit, who does not have this level 6. His mid laner also recalling, but Crossfuries doing a lot of damage to Rapowski here. Will not have that ultimate, but Rapowski will, as top lane is back and forth once again. Conqueror is procced for the side of Riot Flag guy. Meanwhile, on this bottom side, Nunu looking for a potential advantage, will not find anything and will go back to clearing his camps. Rapowski dodging out on the Anivia Cube, but does take a lot of damage from the Ice Storm. We have almost seen a couple of kills here. A lot of summoners used for both sides. Good unstoppable from the side of Bugs Rabbit to avoid that stun from the set. And the ultimate now coming out from Fly Guys. Crossberries is up here to help out his top laner. The ultimate coming out from the set, but the passive will be procced in first blood. Given over to Bugs Rabbit on this top side. Fly Guy not going to feel great about that one. Oh, just stepping back into the bubble is Poonsla, and Hard Rock will get more stacks. Off of the Sona as Rapowski trying to go hard onto Wilmy. Does use the ultimate even though Nunu was walled away. Rapowski now incredibly low, and Rapowski going to flash forward to finish out that kill. No flash available for the cannon, and he will go down. Kaiju though going aggressive. Trying to force them off of this wave so that he can clear it evenly. And now we are starting to see some fights break out. Things starting to go the way of LFT. Get Laser Kid with a good bubble starts off the fight, but Kaiju Beef is putting the hurt back on to Get Laser Kid. Support is low though, but both are level 6. And Nunu is now down here looking for the potential play. Get Laser Kid going to use the heal. The ultimate coming out from the Sona. That's the last of her mana. She flashes away. Flash now coming out from Crossberries will stun up the Nunu. And not a whole lot of ability to get out. But, ooh, the ultimate coming out from the Sejuani does stop the Nunu are. Oh, no. A trade jungler for support for these teams here. But Warclap will get their first kill. And a good look from the Nunu. Just unfortunate they're not quite able to make it out in time. A good response from the side of Crossfuries to help his team out in that fight. And Hard Rock going to feel very good. Will call mom and force the flash out of Kaiju Beef. Hard Rock though very, very low. And that passive may just get him. Does have the barrier though. Oh! So close, just a sliver of health remaining on that dragon. Will escape with his life and will manage to pick up the kill onto Kaiju Beef. And definitely a lot more difficult there. Hard Rock having the blue buff. Bugs Rabbit putting a lot of hurt onto Fly Guy. Will call the Forge God, but a good stun coming out from Fly Guy prevents that recast from going off. Will use the ultimate now, but it's incredibly low. Taking a wave and a half of minion damage is not what you want to do in the middle of a fight. Bugs Rabbit 2-0 on this horn. Will feel pretty good about this lane matchup. And now Cangood's going to try to make something happen here. Crossberries is in the area doing the grubs, and Bugs Rabbit can just walk down towards him. Oh, flash coming out from the side of Bugs Rabbit. Will interrupts with the Ornn passive, and now Canned might be in a little bit of trouble here. As the Anivia walking up towards the top side. Sejuani close behind, a good bubble coming out from Get Laser Kid. Canned quite a bit of damage coming out from that Anivia. Trades back and forth by both of these teams. No one falling just quite yet. Trading back and forth now on the bottom side. Hard Rock definitely going aggressive. Does have the advantage in this lane matchup. And will feel pretty good about controlling it. Nami having a lot of sustain. Sona not quite having the same amount of sustain in this lane matchup. Needs a little bit more mana before she's able to do something similar. But top lane is the lane that really needs to stabilize for the side of Warclap right now. Bugs Rabbit really getting the advantage. Has one level up. Is on his first item. There's the second Drake spawning in 20 seconds. Nunu coming down for this ultimate. Mom coming out as well. Hard Rock just missed by the ultimate of Poonsloon. And Kaiju Beef now has to retreat as the rest of looking for top descends on the spot lane here. Warclap very, very low at this point. Ooh, a good flash coming out for Fly Guy. Does force the flash out of Bugs Rabbit. A great ultimate move for the side of this top laner, trying to make something happen even though he's behind. But on the bottom side of the map, LFT will collect the second Drake, and it will be the Cloud Soul for this first matchup. Cloud, not one of my favorites. Some people who could use it here. Kennen being one of them. Ooh, and a good ultimate coming out for the side of Rapowski. Will get stunned up, but will stun Wilmy in return. Not quite able to take out. Ooh, does manage to take the passive. But Crossberry's here to protect. And a flash coming out from Willbeam will take the life of his mid laner. Canned Goods soon to follow. But on the top side, Right Fly Guy getting one back on this set. Showing that he may be down, but he's not quite out. "13 minutes into this game, a 3K gold lead for the side of looking for top. And if you are a scaling team, this is exactly what you want to see. Your laners getting ahead in the early game. Wilmy not electing to go for the scaling build on this Anivia, though. Will go the more aggressive Malignance. Malignance not something that we see very often on Anivia. Will not be as healthy as she normally is. And no tier picked up for the Anivia either means that she will not have as much mana. I'm questioning this a little bit as Poonslin will spot out Wilmy here. He's in the middle of three people. Kaiju Beef and Rapowski not far behind. Wilmy, no passive, no flash, will be shut down. And Kaiju is the correct person to put that kill onto. Rapowski now taking a lot of damage on this bottom side from this Hard Rock and Get Laser Kid will go down. Not quite in range to get the stun on that ultimate, and that's going to feel frustrating. Is 0 and 3 on this Kennen. Spot lane turret will be picked up for the side of the Smolder. And again, Warclap really have all of it to do here in this early game. They're the ones that need to be making these early game moves. Call of the Forge God coming out for the side of Bugs Rabbit, but a good ultimate in response from Bright Fly Guy. Does not quite have the shield back up just yet. And we'll go down to Bugs Rabbit once again. Kaiju Beef forced to flash away from the bubble Get Laser Kid. And Goods and Cross Furies meeting in the jungle. And at this point in the game, Warclap are going to have a very rough time. Ornn getting very close to that level 14. Hard Rock has been fighting a lot and will have quite a few stacks at this point in the game. Already hitting that 125 at 15 minutes. And a 4.4k gold lead as the Herald does go down in favor of looking for top. They're in a very good position right now to secure this match. Ooh, a good stun coming out from Wilmy. Will prevent the Nunu from rolling onto him, but Bugs Rabbit taking a little bit of damage up here in this top side. Fly Guy really needs a little bit of assistance from his laners. Will need to make an impact in this late game. Bugs Rabbit very close to being able to hand out some of those items. We'll be putting a lot of damage onto Bugs Rabbit at this point. We'll try to go unstoppable. Will call the Forge God, but a good shield coming out from the side of Bright Fly Guy. This fight is going back and forth. The flash away from Fly Guy. The flash into him by Bugs Rabbit, but flashing just across in time to get stunned will not matter. Bugs Rabbit still getting the better of this fight. Canned Goods looking to try his hand, but there is a full minion wave here. A lot of damage from Bugs Rabbit. Ooh, Canned Goods canceling that ultimate early as the mid turret will go down for his team. 3 in the mid lane. Rapowski going to look for an aggressive move, but not quite finding it here. LFT will pick up that third Drake, putting themselves on Soul Point and Pinsaloon in a little bit of trouble. Mom coming out. The ultimate from Crossberries as well. Rapowski just kind of dodges away from his team, and Pinsaloon will be the sacrificial lamb. Kaiju B very, very low, but not going to quite go down just yet. A lot of ultimates used for the side of LFT. They will secure 1 kill. But not sure if 4 ultimates onto a support is necessary, or 3 ultimates is necessarily worth it. As Cross Furies now in a bit of a sticky situation as Fly Guy very, very low. Will not manage to get that shield off. Cross Furies a good flash onto the side of Canned Good. Rapowski looking for a play on the backside of that fight, but will not manage to find it. Does not have the ultimate available. Did commit his splash. Now Kaiju Beef looking for his own play. But the bubble of that Nami will stop any further movement. Ornn, now level 13, is going to give himself his first item. And Smolder not quite having what looks like he's going... Yeah, I don't think Essence Reaver is really necessarily the item you want to hand out for this ADC, but he's also not super scaled yet, so you can give it to your Anivia. It will be the Black Cleaver for this Smolder second. Kaiju Beef, not quite as strong, will be going for that second item in the Rage Blade. Very typical builds from both of these ADCs. Fly Guy and Bugs Rabbit trying to duke it out on this top side. TP though coming up here for the side of Warclap, and it will be answered by a TP from the Anivia. Canned Goods the only member in this middle lane. Try and prevent this turret from going down. The Wave and Mom both called out here, and Hard Rock will secure the kill. On the top side, Warclap not managing to take down Bugs Rabbit. Will get stunned up by the Sejuani. Wilmy going on a rampage. Kennen will finally collect the kill onto the Ornn, and Fly Guy trying to do his best here, but the rest of LFT are here to back up their laner. Now Rapowski next on the chopping block. Crossberries will not manage to find him. Neither will the bubble. It may not matter. A lot of slows coming out here. Will get stunned up. Will finally fall. Hard Rock is dominating on the Smolder, and they're going to set their sights on this big purple worm that's spawning at this very moment. Canned Goods is on the map, does have the potential to contest, but with multiple members on his team looking at a gray screen, likely does not want to get his own gray screen. Insulin and Kaiju Beef sniffing around this Baron. They will know it goes down, but not able to get close in time. And if you are the side of LFT, this is exactly where you want to be. 20 minutes into the game, taking the Baron on spawn, a 10,000 gold lead for this team, and Smolder massively accelerated in this game. 25 minutes just might be where the Smolder gets scary. About 5 minutes ahead of where you would normally expect, or would expect on average. But LFT, let's see what they can do with this Baron. Still 3 outer turrets remaining on this map for their side. And Good's going to try to make something happen here onto Hard Rock, but a good use of the terrain. Rapowski, though, on the backside, will manage to get Laser Kid and Hard Rock. Soon to follow, does get shut down by Kaiju Beat. That's exactly where you want those kills to go. And 2 good picks for the side of Warclap, showing they still have some fight left in them. They're going to march down this mid lane and try to find this mid turret, but Bugs Rabbit on that Ornn going to try to clear it out as quickly as possible. Kaiju Beef will do some damage to Bugs Rabbit, but not a whole lot as this Drake spawns. This is a really good time for the side of Warclap to look for their first Drake and try to deny the soul. Bugs Rabbit trying to prevent things from happening, but crossberries into the middle. The Ornn Horn will be called up. Multiple members stunned up, trapped between the Anivia wall and the terrain. Kaiju Beef soon to follow, and a 3v5 does not go the way of Warclap. Excuse me, a 3v4 as Rapowski was not there. The bot lane of LFT now respawned. And they are going to be looking for their soul here. Will collect. Oh, excuse me. They did not. They missed one Drake. My bad. I thought they had I thought they had 3 Drakes already. But as it turns out, Warclap did manage to pick up 1 Drake. So it will be soul point now for the side of LFT. They are going to try to push down this mid lane once more. And ball roll from Canned Goods, but not quite going to find anything here. Only will do a lot of damage as the wave is called out, keeping Kaiju Beef in that Anivia ultimate for so long. And with the upgraded Ornn item, will do a lot of damage. Right Fly Guy, the next one up. Wilmy doing an insane amount of damage on this Anivia. Using that mid-game build to carry these team fights. And great placement of the wall from Wilmy. Making things very difficult for the side of Warclap, as their base will be cracked now. Kangoods trying to make something happen here. Rapowski also trying to make something happen. Does flash forward using the cannon ultimate. Not able to get enough stuns onto key members. Multiple people falling here. Pootsaloon going to be the next one. Kaiju Beef trying to make something happen here. Does manage to pick up the top laner, but Mom coming out. Hardrock not here with his team, and Wilmy going to be very, very low. Canned Goods trying to stick on top of this Anivia. Will not quite manage to have it, but Hardrock has scaled, and Wilmy is legendary. Now it is a 2v3, but no tanks for the side of LFT. They need to be really careful into Rye Fly Guy and Kaiju Beef. A lot of damage coming out from the Smolder will make it happen. Rye Fly Guy going down to the Anivia and Hardrock working together. The bot lane inhibitor turret now following the inhibitor not far behind. Kaiju Beef going to try to make something happen onto Hardrock, but just does not have the range right now. And the wave coming out and the stun from Wilmy will mean his doom. Multiple members, though, respawning for Warclap here very shortly will mean that they will back off. But the base of Warclap is in absolute tatters right now. And at this point in the game, Warclap not really in a good position to do a whole lot of anything. Smolder has completely scaled. Bugs Rabbit is giving multiple items out. Items given out to the Smolder and the Anivia at this point. Sejuani going to be likely next up, if not already. It's a little bit hard to tell from the visuals, but it looks like she may already have her item completed, which would mean just the Nami remaining. Oh no, sorry. Bugs Rabbit is only level 16, will not be able to have given out that 4th item just yet. Bugs Rabbit getting found here by Canned Goods, but very tanky on this Ornn with 2 completed items, 1 in the chamber. Warclap going to try to make something happen on this top side. Rye Fly Guy now in a very sticky position. Does have to be careful. Will use the barrier and the ultimate. Get Laser Kid doing a good job with that wave. Mom coming out and the ultimate over the top from the Anivia makes this team fight almost unplayable. This composition is very scary. Now 3 members remaining, all very squishy. For the side of Warclap, Rapowski, Kaiju, and Poonsaloon all to do on this top side. Wave crashing in, multiple supers crashing on the other lanes as well. Does not look very good for this team. Kaiju getting stunned up. Poonsaloon also getting hit by the Anivia ultimate. And a double kill coming out for the Smolder means that this game is all but over. The first inhibitor turret, or Nexus turret falls, excuse me. Canned Goods trying to roll it down. By Fly Guy doing his best to stand between his team and the enemy, but not for long. Hard Rock is dominating. Rapowski looking, but gets walled out. We'll get a couple of stuns off, but not able to finish it. His mom comes off to finish off Canned Goods. A triple kill to finish off this game for the Smolder and an ace. That is the end of game number 1. A very good team composition build for the side of looking for top. Are able to make it happen. Very accelerated in the early game for the Smolder. And Warclap just not able to find some of those early moves. Not able to make things happen. Not able to find the right positions for these team fights. Looking for top will go 1-0 in this series. And let's take a look at some of the stats here for this game number 1. A 34-minute game coming out from this team. Oh, nope, excuse me. That is the wrong match. There we go. That's the right one. 27 minutes. 27-minute game. No soul claimed by either of these teams. But oh my goodness, look at that damage in the bot lane. And the difference in mid lane going to be the biggest part of this play. Looking for top in control of this game the entire time. A 17k gold lead at the end for the side of looking for top as well. And this was definitely a rough one from Warclap, but will they be able to clap back in this game number 2, where he's looking for top, going to take it all. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with some more action here very shortly. All right, welcome back for game number 2. Teams are just now getting ready for the draft here. Warclap going to be on the blue side for this second game. We'll see what they have in store for the priority. The Kog'Maw not quite working out in that game number 1. Did feel a little bit rough for the side of Warclap. Not able to make those early moves. Excuse me. And not able to get their bot lane ahead. We'll see if game number 2 can make a difference, but bans starting off here pretty similar to the previous game. Warclap going to be banning out the Evelynn to start off. LFT hovering the Garen. It will be locked in here. Warclap electing to ban the Elise the second game as well. And Crossfury is definitely doing a very good job in this game number 1. The mid laner though, also very difficult, and some really good walls coming out from the Anivia in that game number 1, locking a lot of people in place, making things very difficult, and just holding them in that ultimate. LFT though also electing to keep their ban path. Will it be the Morgana from Warclap here? Leona going to be the ban, so the first change up that we've seen so far in this series. LFT last time banned the Seraphine. Will it come out again? And interesting to see the priority from both of these teams here. The jungle, a large priority from the side of Warclap. Multiple AP junglers banned out for Warclap. Trying to pin down Crossfuries, but he did very well on the Sejuani before. Tank jungler, completely opposite playstyle. It will be the Seraphine from LFT. See what they prioritize here. Warclap going to pick up the Jinx. A very good early prio pick for the side of Warclap. Jinx, a very strong hyper carry ADC. And this is exactly what we want to see. Both teams doing very well with their prio picks. LFT not needing to ban the Smolder as it was taken in that previous game. Nautilus going to be the pickup here potentially for the side of LFT. It could be a strong pairing with the Jinx as well, but LFT electing to take that away as it will be... Okay! The Samira, LFT going super aggro in this game number 2 draft. Samira, a very strong, aggressive early bot laner. Warclap are going to need something to work into the Samira. Definitely a very interesting pickup for their side. And I'm going to see how, or I'd like to see how Warclap responds. If they are going to take a good support of their own, it will be the Braum. And Braum, an interesting pickup here. Able to deal a decent amount of CC to that Samira, and we all know that if Samira presses R, she's incredibly vulnerable. Any kind of hard CC will prevent her. And this is the problem with picking Samira so early in the draft. You are able to draft a lot of alternative CC on the enemy side, lock the Samira down, prevent her from continuing to ultimate. But Kayn going to be the pickup here for Warclap, and this is an interesting pickup. Kayn definitely takes a lot of time to get online. Not a lot of ability for this jungler to help out his side lane, so I will be interested to see, or not going, I guess really not going to be as powerful. Kayn definitely could be powerful into Samira, but Amumu, now this is what I like to see from the side of LFT. A very good CC comp coming out already in the core that LFT have drafted. And at this point, they can really just play a protect the ADC comp. Amumu really good at locking down some of those targets, making it easy for Samira to press all of her buttons and then press R. But it is going to be the Mundo, a good ban from the side of LFT here, trying to prevent some of those options that can get away from the Amumu. Warclap, how do they respond to this? Because right now they don't have a ton of CC. Kayn does have some, and I would like to see Red Kayn come out in this game. He's going to need a lot of survivability. What did they pick for their top and their mid? Kale going to be the ban here for Warclap, and Fizz going to be the response for the side of LFT. So once again, a lot of top lane focus for this LFT side, a little bit of mid and support focus as well. Warclap, will they keep their final ban? Will be the Volibear this time. So a little bit more top lane focus, and Volibear definitely would pair very well with the Samira, able to lock down additional targets, give the Amumu someone to start off the fight onto. And we did see Bugs Rabbit do very well in that top side, so trying to take a little bit of agency away from him is a good move for the side of Warclap here. LFT going to pick up the Mordekaiser for their top lane. And I'm not entirely sure if I like this pairing with what LFT have already drafted. Mordekaiser able to take out the Jinx definitely could make things difficult for the side of Warclap, but giving Amumu and Samira one less target to work with does make things a little bit difficult. Sion here going to be the pickup for Warclap. Sion is okay into Samira, definitely has some CC, but needs a little bit of setup to really make that CC work. But can work well with the Braum. So some decent stuff here coming out from the side of Warclap, and a pretty standard kind of front to back team fight comp for both of these teams. And it's good to see them draft something simple, something easy to execute. LFT showing how well they can execute that in the previous game. Asol going to be the final pickup for Warclap here. And this is an interesting mid laner to pick. A lot of scaling in the late game for the side of Warclap, so they can survive later on into the game. It could potentially work out well for them, especially with that Jinx scaling with some items. Once Jinx gets a couple of items, going to be an absolute terror. And of course, Kayn needing some time to scale as well. Sion also needing some time to scale, but Twisted Fate going to be the final pickup for the side of LFT, and I kind of like this pickup here. having some early global pickoff, someone for the Amumu or the Nautilus to get onto, make things happen, and able to go down towards that bottom lane very easily. But of course, Asol will be able to get down there relatively easy as well. Not quite as quick as the Twisted Fate, but still able to get there quickly. And we should see a lot of team fighting come out for both of these teams. I'm definitely interested to see how both of them pilot this particular matchup. Team fighting looks very good from both of them, but Warclap needing a little bit more time to scale up, so they are going to have to be careful about some of these early moves. Maybe give up some of the early objectives or look to take objectives on the opposite side of the map. We'll see how the mid lane roams work into the favor of both of these teams as well. The jungle for the side of Warclap a little bit weaker than the side of LFT. Kane really needing some time to scale on this champion, get one of those swarms. And if we see Blue Kane come out here, this could be very bad for the side of Warclap. But we'll have to see how this all shakes out. We'll be right back with game number 2, Warclap versus looking for top. Don't go anywhere. All right, welcome back for game number 2, Warclap versus looking for top. Will LFT complete the 2-0, or will Warclap manage to pick up a win here in this game? Ooh, Crossberries. A little bit of a misplaced ward. Will be a little annoyed about that one, but aside from that, pretty much standard positioning from both of these teams. Going to start on this top side. His lane opponent going to start on the opposite. Twisted Fate looking for a potential ward here, but this start is pretty common and pretty well known for the Kane, so likely not going to need a lot of intel. Will manage to get that ward down, however. And bot lane is going to be the focus for both of these teams. Once again, Kaiju going to need to get ahead on this Jinx Hard Rock. Going to be able to carry some of these team fights early. Good the Samira. Get ahead. A missed hook from the side of Get Laser Kid, but Pencilloon does not miss those Qs. And a little bit of back and forth trading. Neither of these pairings really getting any early advantage. Will be pushing for that level 2 as quickly as possible. 1 minion away. It will go slightly over to Warclap. Not quite in time for either of them to make a big move here. Get Laser Kid looking for a potential hook. Will find it onto Pencilin this time. A good bit of poke coming out from this bottom side. Kaiju responding back though. On the top side though, Bugs Rabbit is going to go aggressive onto our Riot Fly Guy. Then Sion in the same position as Ornn was in the previous game. Bugs Rabbit having it all to do this time on this Mordekaiser. Sion very happy to just sit back, collect as much farm and XP as he can. Not really care too much. Ooh, just missing the hook from Get Laser Kid. Will not manage to find Kaiju on this Jinx just yet. But if he does, could be very bad for the spot lane of Warclap. So good positioning from Kaiju on this Jinx to avoid that Nautilus hook. Ooh, will get hit by it this time though, and a jump forward from Hard Rock will get the S rank. Will do a lot of damage. The Kaiju beef. Just getting lollipopped right there on the edge. And I don't know if it's just me, but I really feel like Nautilus hook has gotten worse in recent years. I don't know if they attempted to fix it stealthily or something like that, but whenever I play bot lane into a Nautilus, it feels like that hook has a even worse hitbox than before. They're really hard to dodge unless you're just miles away from it. Mumu though, trading with Rapowski here, does manage to get the flash out of him. But both junglers taking each other's raptor camps. will be a trade. And now they will both discover that their wraps are gone. They need to move on to other camps. Rapowski backing and teleporting into this lane will not miss much XP. Both top laners now on their first reset as well. Get Laser Kid here in the mid lane. His ADC has recalled, and no flash on this ASOL means that he will land the hook. Wilmy not able to follow up with the yellow card though means that ASOL will float away. Not have that teleport to get back in the lane though, and going to be a little bit frustrating for him. Bugs Rabbit up here on this top side will be the first member to achieve the level 6. Good Laser Kid passively keeping the bot lane of Warclap off of this wave. Will miss the hook though. Both bot laners relatively even though on these champions. Zamumu now down here on this bottom side, and Get Lasered and Hard Rock trying to position for some early vision. Look potentially for this early dragon. But with no clear advantage from either side, going to be a little bit difficult as Crossfires is now down here on this bottom side looking for potential lane gank. Wave is pushing away from the side of Warclap. Could put them in a very difficult position if Crossfires manages to land his bandage toss onto Kaiju Beef. Does manage to get it, and Kaiju forced to blow the cleanse early. Punsulu now in a very difficult position here. Will be forced to flash away. An advantage bottom side for the side of LFT gives them priority on this dragon, also with priority in the mid lane. Wilmy doing a lot of damage to this Aurelion Soul. And Canned Goods elects to give up the Drake, knowing exactly where his lane opponent is looking to be. Will attempt to take some of his camps away instead. A good cross map play from him. Ooh, the Scion ultimate coming onto Wilmy. He will get first blood, but it will be traded back by Right Fly Guy. A good look from the side of Warclap, but just a little bit too much greed from the side of Rapowski. Gives away that first blood. That's going to be a little bit frustrating for this Aurelion Soul, but he is going to scale up. Not going to be as worried about it. Crossfire is now still down here on this bottom side. Good flash from Get Laser Kid, and the ultimate coming out from the Amumu means the Poon Saloon is done for. And this is what we were worried about. Crossfire is really doing a good job putting some pressure on this bottom side. Right Fly Guy now going to get the Mordekaiser ultimate out. Will take about half his health, but there are multiple members coming out here to collapse. Wilmy goes bottom to kill Kaiju Beef, but Bugs Rabbit is now in a bit of trouble here. Will have multiple members, will not have a method of escape. Does have the flash, but elects not to use it just yet. Is taking quite a bit of time away. Gives Crossfires an attempt to get some of his jungle camps back. Good moves coming out from both teams, recognizing where they should and shouldn't be. Wilmy going to stun up. We're just going to blue card. Rapowski here does do so much damage. Is going for that scaling build on the TF, looking for that Rod of Ages. Rapowski now very low, and Crossfury's in the area. He needs to be careful. Oh, Wilmy does manage to get the Q onto Rapowski and manages to slay that dragon. Canned Goods looking for the grubs on the top side, but Crossfires is here. Canned Goods is going to flash away, does not have that ultimate available. Did manage to collect one grub though. We'll be relatively happy with that as Crossfires now looking to invade him. Not have his mid laner or his top laner to protect him. The ultimate coming out of the Scion to get up there early. Will manage to catch The Mordekaiser underneath the turret will kill him. Crossberry is now in a bit of trouble. The ultimate coming out from Rapowski. Oh, the Jinx rocket just missing. Wilmy now here as well. The Crossberries does go down. Wilmy will get the response kill, but will fall to the Aurelion Soul, who does have that lost chapter now and is able to dish out a decent amount of damage in his own right. Good play from Fly Guy, by the way, getting that kill onto the Mordekaiser top lane. That Scion ultimate does do a decent amount of damage early game. In this early game, a little bit more even. Bot lane a little favored to the side of LFT, but top lane is really starting to scale for the side of Warclap. We'll see if Hard Rock can make something happen. Poonsaloon very low. Nautilus ultimate coming out, but nothing else to follow up. Both summoners available for the side of Hard Rock. Kaiju's flash coming up in about 10 seconds. Does have that cleanse though. As now Wilmy really pushed far forward here. Will take a lot of damage from the A-Soul. Oh, the cleanse coming out though from Kaiju B. Poonsaloon may die for the sins of his ADC as Rapowski getting the kill onto the ADC or onto the mid laner. Hard Rock very low here. Or takes Poonsaloon very low, but not quite managing to finish off the kill. Crossberries will get a response for his mid laner. Canned Goods getting the ultimate out of Bugs Rabbit, who does have to flash away. Good Laser Kid looking for Kaiju on that bottom side, will not manage to find him, and Crossfairy is now invading the top side jungle of Canned Goods. Does not know that it is only his wolves that are up and available. Bugs Rabbit going to take a decent amount of damage from the Scion. Trying to dish out some damage in return. Crossfairies is here to make something happen. The Jinx ultimate flies up through the river, but will not quite manage to connect. These cross-map ultimates from some of these globals like Ezreal, Ashe, and Jinx definitely look fancy, but you would prefer to get them close, as Rapowski up here on this top side looking potentially for a play, but not going to find anything as the Scion is relatively low on mana. Canned Goods now looking onto Wilmy, who does not see the indicator, and Rapowski would go over the wall here, does choose to do so. Will he use the ultimate? He will. Going to stun up the Twisted Fate, but a yellow card coming out in return will prevent that TF from going down. And TF now using the ultimate to get onto Poonsaloon potentially, but a little bit too far. Will manage to find it. But Get Laser Kid now in the middle of 3 people. Crossberries looking for the play, but the bandage toss will not quite land. Get Laser Kid flashing forward to his death. Rapowski picking up another kill here and is doing quite well for himself. Bugs Rabbit trying to prevent the recall from our Fly Guy. Does have the ultimate, but is trying to recall here. Wilmy taken very low. That so much damage coming out as he just gets beamed down. Does have his Rod of Ages with 3 stacks now. Still not quite able to keep up with the damage output from Rapowski, who does have that Blackfire Torch in response. The charge coming out from the side of Fly Guy, and Bugs Rabbit may be in a bit of trouble here. Does use the ultimate, but Fly Guy very, very tanky on the Scion at this point. Does have his first item. Bugs Rabbit going to be in a lot of trouble here. Not quite able. Will use the shield and will use all of his tricks, but Fly Guy, ooh, it's so close. Bugs Rabbit does manage to get the kill. Now has to run as Hard Rock takes down Kaiju Beef. Oh, the E just comes up for the Mordekaiser, and he does manage to get it out by the hair of his chinny chin chin. Red Cane going to come out for the side of Canned Goods. Crossfairies now on this Drake. Does Canned Goods want to contest? Does have that Cane ultimate, and Rapowski is here, but so are 4 other members of the side of LFT. A TP coming in as well. Rapowski going to get away, and the blue card selected for Wilmy. Not sure if that's what he wanted. Very, very low on this Twisted Fate, but Crossfires will manage to pick up that Drake. 2 dragons for the side of LFT. Oh, Wilmy almost getting taken down by that Jinx rocket. Not quite landing. Kaiju now getting connected on. Cross Furies not anywhere in the area, and Canned Goods is here to make things difficult. Stunned up is the Samira. The ultimate from Kane coming out as well. The yellow card from Wilmy, but he's going to be in a lot of trouble now. As Get Laser Kid not far behind. The A coming out for the side of the Samira once again, but not able to pick up that second ultimate. A very good play from the side of Warclap, even though their ADC is a little bit behind. Does have those optics now and will be able to do a decent amount of damage. Crossfires looking for a return kill, but the chompers from the Jinx will prevent that Moo from continuing the bandage toss. Edger Beef will remain safe in this mid lane for now. Crossfires though looking for the play, but Penicillin is here, and Crossfires may not want this. Now let's get the flash from the Jinx though. And that will definitely be a positive trade for his side. Rift Herald being postured around for this LFT team. And no Twisted Fate ultimate, so should Rapowski choose to move up towards this top side, BF not going to have a way to follow. Does not have that TP either. And Goods getting stunned up. Does do a lot of damage to Bugs Rabbit, but not quite able to get into this. Does have the Kane ultimate. Would need to find... Oh, a good ultimate coming out from the side of the top lane. Scion will take Cross Furies very low. Get Laser Kid also getting taken very low. Multiple members getting chunked out. Shut down on Cross Furies, and Hard Rock needing to run for his life. Kaiju getting the kill onto that one. Will be a 1-4 in favor of Warclap. They are starting to make things a little bit difficult for the side of LFT. Despite giving up that objective, they still managed to take the team fight afterwards. And Rapowski dishing out so much damage on this Aurelion Soul. Twisted Fate not going to be able to dish out the same amount of damage on that champion no matter how much he scales. The A-Soul will always outscale him in this matchup. And that has got to be on the mind of LFT as they continue playing this game. The longer they leave Rapowski to scale on the side lane, the more difficult it becomes for them. Wilmy going to be a good tool for pickoffs, but not going to deal nearly as much damage. And if Rapowski can continue to pilot this champion well, Kaiju should be able to get multiple resets off, and it could become very scary for these later game team fights. Kaiju Beef not electing to go for the BS sword, will instead go for his Zeal and looking for a little bit more attack speed before he starts building up some raw damage items. Bugs Rabbit going to be able to get this top lane turret and will now start going aggressive onto Fly Guy. Crossfury is also in the area. Good flash coming out from Fly Guy as they did see the Amumu up there. And will back off. No kills, only a flash. The flash not super impactful. Oh, but Crossfire is finding Rapowski here. Wilmy in the area. The ultimate coming out from the A-Soul almost saves him, but Wilmy now in a bit of trouble here as Bugs Rabbit onto Kaiju Beef. Does have the ultimate. Will manage to take him down, but might lose his own life. The rest of his team, though, cleaning up Canned Goods and now rotating over to make things happen. Currently a 3-for-1 for the side of LFT. Brave recall from the Scion, but Crossfuries will spot him out. Penicillin able to make his way out of this team fight, and Fly Guy, no ultimate, no flash. Maybe the final kill in this team fight here is Crossfuries just crying. Trying to track him down, will get the bandage toss. Hard Rock collecting that final kill. Fly Guy, though, managing to get most of this wave and keep it from crashing into the turret. Drake is spawning in 3 seconds, and they are looking for their soul point here. Bugs Rabbit a little bit low on this Mordekaiser.
Does not have the ultimate quite available just yet. As CannGood's getting caught up. Poonsaloon going to take the ultimate, and Kaiju Beef fighting with Bugs Rabbit here just does not have the damage yet. Rapowski not able to get into this team fight. A lot of the CC on the side of LFT. Oh, Crossfury is just able to get CannGoods with that ultimate. Catching out Rapowski. The Braum coming in to try and make the difference. Scion missing the ultimate there. Will just kind of run away. Leave the rest of his team to die. Bugs Rabbit starting up this Drake, and if Fly Guy finds him, he might be in a bit of trouble here. Does not see him though, does not know how low he is on that top lane champion. And we'll just walk towards this mid lane. And very good for the side of LFT, finding some of these picks. Making things difficult for the side of Warclap. Not allowing them to team fight in the way that they might want to. And split fights coming out for Warclap mean that it's really hard for them to find and finish any of these members before the rest of the team collapses on them. Going to need to see a bit more team fighting prowess coming out for Warclap if they want to remain in this series. Poonsaloon cleaning out a little bit of vision here. Does try to put some down. Wilmy, though, on this bottom side, going to find CannGoods, and Rapowski are on his tail. Stun coming out from the side of Wilmy. Will try to use that TF ultimate to escape after all the CC comes out, but not enough health remaining. Fly Guy, though, on this top side is getting jumped on by multiple members of LFT. Will fall to his death, and now LFT will rotate over towards this Baron. Not enough members of Warclap here to respond. And a bit of a split call coming out from the side of LFT. Some members want to start the Baron. Some members want to clean up this mid lane and not give over the middle turret. Broad Furies and Bugs Rabbit, though, going to be able to do this one reasonably easily. It looks like Warclap will acknowledge this Baron, will allow it to go the way of LFT. LFT have started to find their footing in this game. 22 minutes in, wearing purple, and a 5k gold lead for their side. Only 3 outer turrets remaining for this team. CannGoods has not been able to find good moves just yet. Will now get found by Cross Furies and get Laser Kid. And a lot of CC coming out from their team. Will try to escape and does manage to avoid the bandage toss. A lot of other members here for LFT. Hard Rock trying to get the ultimate off, not quite able to, and Kaiju just standing in the backline, absolutely untouched, going insane. Not quite be able to get away from Bugs Rabbit, though. Will manage to take down the mid laner in Rapowski, but Kaiju doing a decent job of kiting this one out. Fly Guy just trying to stand in front of him for as long as possible. Will go down. Bugs Rabbit managing to make it out, but Wilmy on the bottom side has been pushing in this entire time. Will now ultimate onto the Jinx and will collect that kill. A good move. And that team fight almost looked good for Warclap, but LFT barely able to make it out. Rapowski getting taken by the Mordekaiser was very rough for their team fight. But the fact that they allowed the Jinx to just stand on the backline means that multiple members were just getting free hit that entire time, and almost meant the disaster for LFT in that team fight. They would have lost all of their Barons. As it is, though, a 3 for 5 in the favor of LFT. And Goods and Wilby now battling it out a little bit on the top side. Stuns and knockups back and forth. As LFT now grouping around this bottom side. Minute remaining on this final Drake for their team. Multiple members of Warclap are here to answer back as well. Kaiju, now having his second item completed, does have the BF sword. Likely will not want to fight this, as Eye-Edge is going to be crucial for him, but Get Laser Kid finding the ultimate onto Kaiju Beef. Frostfury is looking to make some moves onto him, but good job positioning from both of the carries of Warclap. They make a mess of this team fight for LFT. Boonsloon getting ultimated by Bugs Rabbit will go down, but Rapowski able to find him instead. Triple kill for the Aurelian Soul. Wilmy not making it to that fight. 4 seconds remaining on this Drake means that it will be collected for the side of Warclap. They will deny the first attempt at a soul, but 3 more Drakes are going to have to fight. And Kaiju getting a decent amount of gold in that particular fight. The TF ultimate coming out, but I doubt... Oh, okay. Wilmy has decided to go, and Rapowski just opts to leave his ADC. I don't know about that one, buddy. I am Kaiju there. I'm going to be yelling at my mid laner. That is a problem and a half. That was definitely Wilmy's death. I don't know. That was very odd behavior from the side of Rapowski, but multiple members here on this bottom side. The TP coming out from Bugs Rabbit as well. Rapowski will fall for his sins. Now Canned Goods and Poonsaloon on the run. Kaiju with it all to do after that respawn. Going to need Bright Flag Guy and Poonsaloon to stand in front of him, but Canned Goods is here on the back line. Bugs Rabbit in a very awkward position does manage to get the ultimate onto Kaiju Beef, but the rest of his team is having a bit of a hard time in this fight. Wilmy very, very low. Hard Rock the same, but no damage remaining for the side of Warclap. Bugs Rabbit finding the correct target. Now Hard Rock having that ultimate is just able to pick up a triple kill. And that will be an ace. No jungler needed for the side of LFT. They're going to march it down on this bottom side. Try to push it in as quickly as possible. And end this game before the Jinx can respawn. Rapowski getting caught out. Will go down. And no protection when this Jinx respawns in 4 seconds. LFT may just clean it up here. Both inhibitor turrets and Nexus turrets gone. Kaiju got it all to do. Is going to try to bait in Bugs Rabbit. Will get stunned up. That will be the end of this game number 2. And I'm going to be honest, that first bot lane play where Rapowski just ran away from Wilmy and Kaiju fighting, that that caused a lot of problems and just cascaded into LFT, able to end the game. Very rough for the side of Warclap and a little bit frustrating. I think that second game absolutely was winnable if you are the side of Warclap. Jinx almost getting to that scaling point, just not quite able to make it there before the end of the game. If we look at some of these stats here, a little bit back and forth for the first 15-16 minutes of the game. In fact, Warclap almost managing to take the advantage for a little bit, but then a couple of bad team fights coming out for them made things very, very rough. Looking for top, able to close this one out in 27 minutes with a 12k gold lead. The damage difference between the bot laners is really what made this game difficult. Top lane, we kind of expected that damage difference. Rapowski, though, trying to get stuff done on that Aurelian Soul. I really think if he had managed to kill Wilmy there, around that dragon, it would have made a little bit of a difference and brought things back to an even state. But LFT taking it in a 2-0 fashion. Congratulations to them. Go ahead and spam in the chat who your MVP of the game was. We'll be right back with an interview shortly.
All right, welcome back. We have the jungler looking for top here for an MVP interview. Regulus, how you feeling after that game number 2?
Just a little bit tired.
Yeah,
Just a little bit.
yeah. I heard.
Yeah.
I heard you had to scramble a little bit to find some people to play today.
Oh, that's, just how our team rolls, apparently.
Yep. Well, I remember playing for you guys, and y'all look a little bit more organized than I think I remember in in our previous series. So, very
Yeah.
good. You guys struggled a little bit in game number 2, but game number 1, you guys had a very commanding lead. You were moving around the map, making some very good plays, and trying to make sure that your bot lane was ahead, your mid lane was ahead. The Nivea became an absolute terror thanks to you. Anyone in particular you want to shout out on your team after those games?
I want everybody honestly deserved a shout out from both of those games. Top held a nice commanding lead over both games. He held out against the Scion. Our mid laner, clutch to him. Thank you for showing up and saving us from having to FF, and also just dominating, being an absolute terror both games.
Yeah.
Hard Rock, he's typically just going to get fed one way or another, and Get Lasered Kid is usually the main facilitator behind that. They always have a really solid lead on the bot side of the map. I usually don't have to worry too much about them. But yeah, everybody did amazing. Real proud of
Yeah.
my team.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely think Hard Rock. I had some raised eyebrows when the Samira came out, but you know what? It worked out in the end. So, congrats to you guys and your team for the 2-0. We can't wait to see you guys play again. And GG's.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Night.
All right, everyone. That was Looking for Top versus Warclap, a 2-0 fashion completed for looking. You know what? That made no sense. Let me try again. 2-0 for the side of LFT. Very convincing game number 1, and a little bit of a struggle in game number 2, but they got there in the end. Some misplays and some bad team fights, but they were able to bring it back in the end, closing the series out. Goodness, it is a night. Don't forget to interact with our TikTok and our Twitter. We'll be posting on there very shortly, as well as the VODs from this channel on our YouTube. And hey, if you're not in the server, why don't you come check us out? Discord GG loading screen. We'd love to see you there. But that's it for me for tonight. Thank you all for coming out and watching the stream. We'll see you next time.